Welcome to ArtCloud. Now, let's talk about invoice records. Invoice records track sales and connect to your artist, inventory, and contact records. The connection between records makes it easy to track data across your ArtCloud account. Let's create a new invoice record together. From the Invoice dashboard, click Add Invoice at the top right corner. The platform will generate a new blank record. You can also create an invoice from a contact or inventory record. When the record opens, you'll first see the Invoice tab. Here, you'll enter essential purchase information. The summary at the top and line items at the bottom update as you fill in details or add items and services. In this example, I'll first assign a contact to the invoice. You can select an existing contact or create a new contact. You'll notice the contact's name now appears at the top, along with a link to their contact record. The billing and shipping fields will populate using information on the contact record. You can also add a new billing or shipping address. To the right, you'll see the invoice number, user, and date. The invoice will pull the user's commission amount from their user profile and account settings, but you can manually change these fields. In this example, I'll add a second user to the invoice and split the commission 50-50. Next, I'll add items to the invoice with this blue plus sign icon. First, I'll select the inventory option, which leads to a pop-up listing inventory records. You can search and filter this list to find the proper item. I'll filter for active works and select these two pieces. I'll also add a service item for installation. You can edit line items individually, and hovering over an item reveals a red trash can icon for deleting the record. In this example, I'll delete the second piece and change the installation price. You can also add discounts to individual items. As I make changes, the information at the top and bottom updates. At the bottom, you'll see the invoice breakdown, where you can add a full discount, manage taxes, and set shipping costs. Any taxes you've configured in your account settings will populate here. I'll keep the default tax rate, add a discount, and enter shipping. You can also add comments, notes, and tags. Default invoice comments from your account settings will appear automatically. I'll add a private note and tag to this invoice. Next, the Payments tab records all payments tied to the invoice. Click Add Payment to record or process a transaction. The following pop-up defaults to the invoice total, but you can also adjust the amount due. If you've integrated Stripe, you'll see a payment type dropdown. If you select Credit Debit, you can enter the buyer's card information or select the buyer's stored card. Stripe will charge the buyer's card when you click Add Payment. If the buyer paid a different way, set the payments type to Other and fill in the method field. Recording a payment in this method field does not process funds. Only Stripe transactions will actually charge the buyer's card. In this example, the buyer paid via check, and no funds will transfer when I click Add Payment. Once the buyer pays the total balance, the invoice record is marked closed. The Refunds tab lists any refunds on the invoice record. Refund amounts also appear in the Invoice and Payments tab. The Shipping Labels tab lets you generate labels using Shippo. You'll need to integrate a Shippo account to use this feature. The Purchase Orders tab lists any purchase orders associated with the items on the invoice. You can create purchase orders from the Logistic and POs tab or on the Black Actions ribbon. Finally, this same black ribbon lists frequent actions, including adding inventory, exporting, emailing, or adding payment. And that's how you create an invoice record in ArtCloud. Invoice records inform artist interests, sales opportunities, and sales data. Accurate invoice details help you better understand sales trends and manage relationships.